What's up everyone, it's Charles here to do a quick little how-to review. It's a relatively simple how-to. I don't really think people need instructions for it, but at least this way you can see what it's going to look like. So what I'm doing is adding these KFC hands, the KP-07B handset. This is pretty much the same handset you'll find in the transistor, except those will be for sound wave. For the most part, articulated hands are really designed just to give a little bit more life to the figures. Now while the masterpiece hands are not too bad, you do have the little index finger separate from the rest. Some people just want a little more dynamics in their hand posing. Now before we get started, you are going to need the following things. Obviously a sound blaster. You're going to need the handset. And fortunately, that's all you're really going to need because the handset comes with a small screwdriver. First thing we're going to do is remove the hand here. Just take the screwdriver and carefully remove the little screw. Be careful not to lose it. It is very tiny. That's how small the screw is. Next, you need to split the hand. It might be a little difficult. You can see I've already started it. Just wiggle back and forth. Maybe sometimes you got to stick your nail in between or wedge something in between to break them open. And there's the regular hands. Then what I recommend with the regular hands is just put them back together so that way you don't lose any pieces. Put the screw back in. Next, we're going to get the hands ready. What you want to do is only start with one. And you'll notice that the fingers are attached with very, very thin little knuckles. The plastic is great on this, I have to say that, and everything's really nice and stiff, but you still want to be careful while you do this. What I recommend is moving the thumb out of the way, because this thumb will get in the way here and there. Just fold it across like that. That way it's not really in the way, and then you can go ahead and start unscrewing these very tiny screws. And you definitely want to be careful because these screws are almost like the ones you find in glasses, and you'll notice it does relieve pressure on the ball joints. The fingers are falling apart. So just keep that in mind as you take this apart. Next, you're going to want to hold it like this as you take the top off. If you take it out carefully, you'll see the fingers stay there, so you don't have to mess around with the fingers putting them back in. Now just in case the fingers do fall out, here's the order they go in. Very easy. The middle finger is going to be the longest, then the pinky is obviously going to be the smallest, and then the other two are exactly the same size and they go on either side of the middle finger. Now what we're going to do is actually install it on the wrist. You're going to want to have the hands like this and put your thumb right over the top of the ball joints and just grab the hand this way. And you'll see it's got this little rounded piece. That's going to go right around the wrist and just wedge it on there. It's a little tight, but just wedge it on. Alright, once you have it like that, lay the fingers down. Next, grab the top cover of the hand and slide it on as you hold the hand there. And then spin the hand around so you can get to the screws. And the whole time being mindful of where you're squeezing so that you don't bend any finger ball joints. Then situate the screws and then just carefully screw them in. Be careful not to strip these. These are very tiny. If there's any resistance, make sure everything's aligned correctly. Very important not to over tighten. You don't want to make the fingers too tight at the knuckles. But here we go. We've got this side done. Then repeat for the other side. And the end result is a sound blaster with articulated fingers. So it seems that my collection of articulated finger robots is growing very rapidly. Alright guys, so I'm going to take out my sound blaster for a little ride around town. But if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. And until next time, bye bye.